Are you hungry?
We hope you are.
Because today we're going to talk about
Sushi! Hello everybody!
I'm Fiona.
And I'm Kai.
Okaeli.
And welcome back to our video.
So today, as you can see, there are a lot of sushi in front of us because we're going to share with you our memorable sushi places in Tokyo.
Sushi! But first, from our last Sakura Spots video, some of our friends told us that the little tips on those places we mentioned in that video were very helpful in planning for their trip during the spring season. So that made us very happy, very encouraging, so we thought why not share more from our recent Japan travel.
So today we're going to start our first ever series of Show You Throwbacks with our iPhone memories that consists of amazing izakayas that we went, traditional Japanese sweets cafe, and many interesting places that we would like to share with you all.
Yes. We're actually aiming to push out a video every single month, so to avoid missing out on any future content, do make sure that you are subscribed and follow us on our socials. So back to sushi.
So back in Tokyo, we had a lot of sushi, right? We had it for breakfast, lunch, dinner, or even supper.
You mean start tea time?
Because we really love sushi, and some of those that we try are really good, so we share with our friends. So our friends always ask us this magic question: where do you guys manage to find all these sushi places?
So that's our little secret which we're gonna share with you. It's not your usual blogs, it's not TripAdvisor, it's not any of those. It's Tabelog. So Tabelog is actually like a Japan's version of Burple. So you can search based on the location that you are in, and that will actually populate out all the search results for like restaurants, bars, izakayas, cafes, and things like that. Yeah, but the main reason why we keep using Tabelog is because it's a local online platform with local reviews.
We always trust locals' reviews, right? So even in rural area, we use this app and we really find many good local restaurants that are not listed on any food blogs, and it has yet to fail us. So do try it out when you're in Japan.
Correct.
I'm going to start without me.
It's at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
So in fact, our first sushi restaurant that we're going to introduce is from Tabelog, and it's our top favorite sushi restaurant. It's in fact an omakase restaurant. And we really love this place so much that if you are in Japan, or rather if you are in Tokyo, die must go. Meaning you must go at all costs, no matter what.
So a little tip is that you should reserve on its website before you actually went there. Maybe like
I think 1 to 2 weeks.
1 to 2 weeks in advance, that would be safe. Because walking in is strictly, it's a risk. Like, it's very popular, it's usually always full. So if you're going for dinner, please reserve it. Sorry is that she actually booked it for my birthday last year.
And this boy is so happy. And
super surprised.
He was like thinking that it's such a posh restaurant, it cost me bomb. But actually,
I thought it was around 300 to 400 plus per person, but
because that's what usually in Singapore, that's the price. If you want to get really good quality.
But oh my god, the food was so good, but like when I found out about the price, because I heard it was 3 times lesser. I couldn't believe it. I was saying that, if it was $200, $300 plus and we were to eat again, I would pay for it. And guess what? We made a second reservation for like the following 2 weeks after that. So we were served in total roughly about 17 to 18 dishes in the entire omakase.
So full.
And some of the memorable dish was, for me, it was the uni. You get 2 unis per person. It's like, oh my goodness. And it was like from 2 different prefectures. It's so good.
And for me, I remember there's this bowl of clam soup. It's called asari clams. When I open it up, it's like, oh my god, it's so many. Like, I can't believe it. How am I gonna finish all that tiny clams?
The bowl was like filled to the brim with clams. Because usually if you get like such bowl of soup in Singapore,
probably
don't even see some of the clam shells, right? This was full to the brim. After the meal, I was basically overjoyed. We were like dancing on the street on the way back. It was so good. Like, we would still go back again to Manten Sushi.
Really missed it so much.
Yeah, and can you imagine? It's like tucked in the basement of the Marunouchi building. It's like central of Tokyo. We still cannot believe that fine. Like, up to this day, whenever we actually share with our friends. So it's that good. So please go. Do yourself a favor and go.
second sushi location we're going to introduce you all is Sushi Tokyo Ten.
Yes.
It's near Shinjuku Station, and we found that it's actually a sister branch of Manten.
Yeah.
So the quality and the quantity of the sushi is comparable. Just that there's this downside that it's slightly expensive, about 1,000 yen more, which is $12 Sing, which is also very cheap compared to
Still
Singapore
very cheap.
standard.
Yeah. I mean, we did our homework already because we basically became like Manten Sushi maniacs fans overnight. And we just have to go to Sushi Tokyo Ten as well. Especially if you like Japanese sake like Nihonshu, you're gonna love it because for a bottle that's like this size, that is.
哪里有这样大？
Especially if you're a Japanese sake fan, like Nihonshu, you're gonna love it because like for about 800 to 900 yen, which is slightly less than $10, you get a bottle like about this size, which is perfect for like sharing, for you and your significant other. Selection is so good, it makes the perfect pairing for your sushi. Yeah. So the third most memorable sushi place for us that we're going to introduce to you today is called Hina Sushi. This is actually at Nishi Ginza building in Ginza area of Tokyo. So unlike the first two places that we actually introduced you, which were omakase type, this is actually a sit-down restaurant.
But here's the catch, is that all you can eat. Buffet, you heard it right, it's buffet.
Yes.
So they will give you a piece of paper with all the sushi listed on it. There is maguro, all those white fishes, there's unagi, and there's our favorite chutoro.
Yes.
So
Chutoro, can you believe it? On a buffet?
So
yeah, we
what we
couldn't believe
do-
our eyes.
So what we do is we order like how many pieces at once? I think 10 pieces of chutoro. And
Well, maximum you can actually order 20 pieces.
20 pieces?
Yeah, 20 pieces.
Can't remember. I know I ate a lot.
20 pieces per person, but our strategy was that we basically counted if you could actually eat almost 20 to 30 pieces of chutoro, you basically made your money worth it.
It's about 4,000 yen without tax. So it's roughly
About
probably plus
$50.
tax would be $50 Sing. It's super worth it. Imagine you eat 20 pieces of chutoro.
You're gonna love it basically if you're a maguro fan,
Really like
right? Yeah, it's just. I can't really say like, who eats salmon? I don't know
We
why
have
I'm
no
eating
choice.
salmon. Yeah. The only reason why we are eating salmon is because we're back in sunny Singapore and we want to do this video for you. So we woke up very, very early to just go to Donki to buy the sushi.
So they only have salmon.
They only had this. They only had this morning.
Why?
Why? The fourth sushi place that we're gonna introduce to you is Standing Sushi Bar in Japan. Now this is actually a chain restaurant. It's almost like a fast food version but for sushi. It's really good because especially if you are rushing for time for two-person like us when we were there, just walk into any of the chains itself and you're very quick to actually get yourself a corner.
That being said, the quality of the fishes wasn't compromised at all. In fact, they are very premium fishes. And because you are standing right in front of the counter, you can actually communicate with the chef. They can speak very simple English.
Yes.
You'll be surprised that you can communicate with them even though you are a tourist.
And then that is a very good thing because then you can actually understand where the fishes are coming from. In fact, one thing that we discovered at one of those standing sushi bar that we went, we learned about the yellow-tail chutoro, the fatty yellowtail, which was so good. It was so good. If you have the chance to eat it, make sure you go.
So guys, those were our most memorable sushi places we had in Tokyo. And because we have so much sushi, we're wondering how they are made.
Yeah.
Therefore, we signed up for a sushi making experience.
From Airbnb. So it was actually conducted by this wonderful sushi master named Nori-san. He was so patient, funny, strict in his rules because sushi is actually something very delicate.
And they have to practice for many years. I think he told us at least 6 years, right? Before he can open up his own restaurant. So the experience started with him bringing us to a local supermarket where he taught us how to choose the fishes for the sushi. Afterwards, he brought us back to his house and that's where we learned how to cook vinegared rice.
Really complicated process, I might say.
There's a few steps.
Yeah.
And he taught us how to slice the fishes. There is a technique to it too. He uses his own Japanese
Japanese knife.
sushi knife. Is that what you call?
If I remember, was the difference between the usual knife that we
That's
use in Singapore and
blade.
the Japanese blade is that one the Japanese blade is single-sided, where the regular ones that we use at home is double-sided. So
Yeah.
that's the difference for a clean cut of fish. So the fundamental yet fun part of making a nigiri sushi is the actual preparation itself. You have to be fast with your fingers, and from what Nori-san told us is that usually sushi master have to take years just to actually master that, which we had to actually learn it within like half an hour. Yeah, and that was very difficult, but it was very, very fun. We basically didn't know what we were doing, just went along with it.
Follow his
Basically,
steps.
yeah.
And well, I guess it turned out fine. It's edible.
Lucky us.
We really recommend you guys, if you have the time, to take out this experience.
Yes.
Because we learned that through Nori-san that it takes many years to practice how to make just one simple sushi. And it may look simple, but it requires a lot of techniques just to master it.
Yeah. Yep, it's true. Especially because, sushi is such a cultural food in Japan that goes way back hundreds of years. So going through such experience really allow us to fully appreciate our food better.
So that wraps up our first episode of Shoyu Throwbacks Sushi Edition.
Yes, so if you guys do visit any of the places, sushi places that we mentioned in this video, please let us know. We really would love to know your experience.
Yay!
And if you guys personally have any recommendations for us to revert to on our next
let us
location,
know.
yes, we just cannot have
want
too
to
much
eat it.
sushi. If you guys do enjoy this video, please remember to share with your friends because
good sushi
must share. Alright, must share, don't be selfish. See you in the next one. Bye. By the way, did we tell you that our favorite dog breed is Shiba Inu, also from Japan? We plan to have one in the future, and guess what we're gonna name her? Sushi. Please don't judge us.